What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USD. Shout out to the Dragon Riders. Shout out to the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? It's the 15th day of February. We got about 3 hours left in this day, sitting here at 5:54, okay? I'd like to actually start off this video in a very similar fashion to some other videos that I made over the months on the monthly time frame. Because what we're doing here is just so special. It's so very special, okay? It's the lowest price that we've seen in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. This is the lowest price that we've seen, I guess, technically in 7 months, right? And we're in a position here where we can get not just the lowest price, but also the highest closing price in that same time. That's a lot of volatility, and that also shows a rejection of going lower. Like, that's a very positive thing here, you guys. It's a very, very positive thing. Not to mention that out of your whole damn life, Bitcoin Cash, we take a high to a low. It's not going to be accurate on the monthly time frame, but it'll be pretty close, okay? You see that? The connection there, the resistance, resistance, resistance all the way through. And then here, directly where we found support this month, it's right there. It couldn't be better. Actually, where it is now, it could be better, but this idea of getting a higher monthly close than anything else that we've seen here, and then also thusly anything that we've seen since this high, since since February of 2024, all in one, all finding support. You're like, this is very incriminating of bullish things to come. Okay, we're at a very special moment in Bitcoin Cash's history, a very special make it or break it moment. I'm very convinced that we're going to make it, but we do have to behave well. There are 13 days and 4 hours left in this month. We can blow this all up if we mess up now, okay? And how we mess up now would basically be, I think, coming back down and closing this month red. Because if we were to close red, we'd actually have a wick to the upside and be looking like we're coming down 2 months in a row. That could be serious. That could be serious. This could all be a fake out to the upside. I don't think that's what's happening. I'm not trying to scare anybody. That's just me trying to play both sides of the coin. We should address it, even if I don't believe it's the likelihood. It's still something that's possible. But again, at least as of now, the evidence in the chart, in my opinion, would suggest the direct opposite of breaking down. It would suggest breaking out. And the suggestion doesn't matter. We need validation. And that validation will come in when we get a higher monthly close than anything that we've seen in over a year, and almost in about 2 years' time. That would be pretty damn validating. If we could close not just higher than this high on a monthly close, but close higher than this high, we're getting the highest monthly close, you guys, that we would have seen since 2021, while simultaneously getting the lowest price in this consolidation phase, bouncing off of this lifelong trajectory. There's a lot. We are in a very special point where if things go the way that they can, this could be a very, very exciting chart to watch unfurl over the coming weeks and months. I could talk about this. I could probably spend hours talking about Bitcoin Cash on the monthly chart alone. But let's zoom in. I want to keep this video, with that introduction and everything, I want to keep this video more geared toward short-term stuff. I'm just anxious and giddy and excited. Okay, we're moving up with volume. We're consolidating, moving now without volume. Buying pressure. Where's the selling pressure? Well, it's not there. It's very minimal, right? The people who are buying aren't going to just keep buying all at once. They're going to let the price come back, and then they're going to buy more. It'll hit their buy floor, and then it'll hit their buy floor again, and then once they've had enough, the supply shocked, retail steps in, boom. Then we send it to the next phase. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I think right now what we're doing is we're looking to pull back and find support at prior resistance. Bitcoin Cash is going to do this thing that a lot of cryptos have been doing lately, which is it'll establish a relative range. You will take out the low of that range, and as soon as you take out that low, that's where you find support. Because everybody's freaking out and paying attention to right here. They're not thinking about, oh, you just found support at prior resistance. It's a lower low. We're breaking out. This means it's bearish. Yeah, if you're looking at this box, but if you look at the whole picture, you're finding support at prior support, you're finding support at prior resistance. It's a good thing to break out of here. Why is it a good thing? Why is it a good thing to take out a lower low relative to this low here? Why wouldn't it just be better to move up here? First off, everybody wants to see the price go up. It would be better for us to just move up. Nobody wants to see the price move down. But the reason why it's good that it does is because you shake out the weak hands. And then you give the strong hands a moment to step in. They buy it up on the cheap. The panic sellers are going to sell it on the cheap. If they're panic sellers, right, if they're going to panic sell, they're probably not going to sell the exact top. right? They're probably not going to wait. They're going to sell when they make 2x profits, when they make 3x profits. Getting rid of the Jeets is how, and getting the strong hands in here who believe Bitcoin Cash can go to $20,000 or $100,000 or compete with Bitcoin's price in itself at one point. Those are the people who are buying here and they're holding for the long term. That's what allows these magnificent moves. Whenever you just go from 0 to 100, that's what allows for these moves to happen, is when there's no selling pressure and there's only buying pressure. But you can't have that if the people who are buying are also planning on taking short-term profits. So again, getting rid of the weak hands, getting rid of the Jeets, allowing the strong hands to step in is essential. And again, I think Bitcoin Cash, I think it's probably bored people over the past year and a half, right? Just by moving sideways like this, but especially over the past few months, this is a boring thing. It's boring and exciting. And on top of that, everything else has really crapped the bed over the past few months, and Bitcoin Cash is just still right here. So it's boring, which should get you excited as an investor if you're in the right position, which this thing is definitely in the right position. And then on top of that, because it's boring, it's overlooked. People aren't paying attention to it. The fact that it's outperformed the average crypto, and Bitcoin over the past year, and is above its lows from November and October in 2025, above its lows from December in 2025, and the average crypto is below their lows there, and you're up like 30% from those lows. There's something to this, man. I think there is. We'll see. Time will tell. Anything can happen. Again, the other side of things, and it would just be sad if it happened, would be maybe Bitcoin's in a bear market, and it really is the Mac Daddy, and it does command all ships. And if Bitcoin's going down, you can't break out. You can't be in a bull market, Bitcoin Cash. If Bitcoin's in a bear market, you're going to be in a bear market too, and that would suck. But again, if you're like me, and you've been involved in Bitcoin Cash for a long time, maybe not this whole time of its life like I have, but maybe you've only been involved for here, or from this point here, however long it's been, you, like me, understand that prices that are lower are a blessing. This thing is going to go up at some point. So if we have more time to accumulate, it's disappointing now. It's kind of upsetting now, sure, but inevitably we are going to break out. Again, I don't think we're going to go down. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I'm just playing both sides of the fiddle here. It seems too perfect not to. Just because it seems perfect doesn't mean that it can't happen. But looking at the 1 hour time frame, man, I got really distracted. We're supposed to do short-term stuff. The 1 hour RSI is totally reset, so have the stochastics. And the MACD actually has bullish divergence. Bros, ladies, everybody, we're looking really good. We're looking really good. We don't have to go down here. I mean, I painted that picture at first. We don't have to go this low. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Maybe from here we find support, we get like a relative double top, then we break that low, and then that's whenever we break out, right? We're like still in a bull flag overall through that. I don't know. I think we're going to move up higher. This 1 hour time frame looks fierce, you guys, with a capital F, with capital fear for the bears. Good volume. Volume's picking up. We like to see it. Stochastics are back at the 50. RSI has cooled off. The MACD even cooled off with this crosshair. You are, by all accounts, in my opinion, right now ready to move higher. So again, with this idea that I gave you at first, that we could come back to about like 535 and find support, don't hold your breath over that. If you're wondering here, should I buy Bitcoin Cash here or should I wait for it to go here? It's the same thing. You're asking, should I buy at this price or at this price, when really it's the same thing, man. It's literally the same price. Imagine Bitcoin Cash is worth $4,000. Are you going to care if you bought it at 555 to 535? Does that really matter? Right? It doesn't really matter. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I would full send green light. I think that it's a totally appropriate time to buy here. With that being said as well, if we take that out, if you are making like a short-term trade, maybe you could buy here, DCA down until this low, and then if this low gets taken out, if we do not hold support at the prior resistance, then you can cut your losses there if you're looking for a short-term trade. But I do think this will continue moving up. 4 hour time frame here, the RSI looks very positive. Again, a little bit of a suggestion that we still have lower to go here, right? Because we've got these higher lows coming in line. The question is this a proper trajectory? Oops. Is this the right trajectory here? And then this just missed it, so then we're going to come back down here. Is that what's going to happen? Or did we get a higher low there? And now we have a new trend line. Are we going to respect this trend line? Or like how this low didn't interact with this trend line, will this low not interact with this trend line and we get another increase in our slope and our angle here? I don't know. Either way, overall the RSI is positive, okay? It looks like it's going to make another charge to the overbought zone, and once we do that, I wouldn't be surprised if the next move was bigger, right? This move here was 496 to 570. So that's an $80 move, $75 move. The next move is probably going to be over $100. We're at 555. We're going to teleport to 655 or higher in like a day or two. Not a day or two from now, maybe a day or two from now, but probably sometime next week. Yeah, I would expect within the next 7 days for sure. Yeah. Not for sure, it's not a guarantee, but it's just an idea that I'm sharing with the, looking at the daily time frame, the RSI is also looking positive, you guys. It's weird, it's very neutral overall, like it's truly neutral overall, but that makes sense, doesn't it? Because so is the price action. It's very, very neutral. That's consolidation. But, and it's really rare. Like this is really rare stuff for so long too. Relatively speaking, we had a little bit of a bearish trend, right? We broke out of our uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. We broke out of that. You formed a bearish trend. You had lower lows and lower highs here. Double bottom. You got oversold. And you got double bottom, and we broke out of the downtrend. So we're starting a new trend here, right? I would equate that as bullish as this was quote unquote bearish. Whenever you broke the uptrend here, whenever you broke that, right? That was a bearish moment. That sent us to lower prices. When we broke this downtrend here, that's a bullish moment. It's going to send us to higher prices. I very much believe that. You look at the stochastics. Stochastics are looking good. The MACD, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, it's nice that we're building bullish momentum. The oscillators are still below the zero. What I would say is this, okay? When the RSI gets overbought, when the stochastics are overbought as well, which is one of the three things that we need, whenever the stochastics are overbought as well, and the MACD is crossing above the zero. When all three of these things are happening at the same time, that's going to directly correspond with a break of this area, like going to $700 and higher, okay? And I think that we're right around the corner from that. I'm just not convinced with how far away we are from the zero now that it's happening right now. Like, are we just going to do that in one fell swoop? Do we move up? Do we consolidate some more and then we make the breakout? I could kind of see that happening because then we move up to the zero, we consolidate, and then we break through. The stochastics have a moment in this consolidation here to cool off, and then we come out, we get overbought, and then we break through. The RSI has a chance to further form its uptrend and give us some higher lows, and then we turn around and we get overbought, and then we break through. I don't know. I'm just trying to say here that I don't think from here, 556, right now, today, tomorrow, this week, that we're just going to blast through the roof. It could happen. It's happening any day now. We're so freaking close. I can smell it. But we might instead see some type of move up here. Maybe it's a slightly higher high. Maybe it's a slightly lower high. We consolidate further, and then sometime in March we get our freak on. And that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point in time. But we'll see. Time will tell. It could happen by the end of February. We could be above 700 by the end of February. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But at this point, maybe it's more geared toward March. At the end of the day, a good goal to have for this month over the next 13 days now would be to close above $600 first. Okay, that's the bronze star. This one would be the silver star, getting silver medal, getting above $680. Okay, closing above there. And then if we can get above this high just at all, getting above there, and especially closing above there, I think would be the gold medal, getting above 720. So but a close above 680 and getting prices above 720, that would be the most bullish thing I think that we could see from here by the end of this month. Doesn't mean it has to happen. Doesn't mean if it doesn't happen that we're bearish. I'm just saying that would be, these are goals, right? First and foremost, we want this. That's a good minimum goal to have, I think, $600. That's a good secondary goal. And then the cherry on the enchilada right there is $720. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Full send. I'd say green light here. Very confident in it. If you were looking to make a trade, if this is a short-term trade, and you bought here, or you bought at 540, whatever, I would say if we had a day that closes below, if we close a day below 537, then that's a good stop loss point. That might be where it's time to get out, because at that point maybe this is a fake out, maybe this is a bull trap, and maybe we do come down lower with the rest of the market. That could happen. And even if we do, that doesn't mean we go below this low, by the way. It just means we find a higher low, and then all the stuff that we're talking about, it'll happen at a later date instead of a sooner date. That's all. A more close date. I don't know what that would be. More proximity. I don't know. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.